So welcome to the Power Up in the Market update. It is June 19th, 2023, and I'm very, very excited today. Thank you all for being here, by the way. I really appreciate your time, your attention, your energy. Thank you for showing up on a holiday, right? I know a lot of people were kind of asking me, hey, we're going to have this or not. I'm still showing up. I got a full day of appointments today, so I'm still showing up. So I want to just congratulate you guys for showing up today, for yourselves, for your business, and congrats on all the wins that you guys shared before we got the meeting started up today. So Let's Grow movement started off 4.5 years ago with these three gals. We're at almost 2,300 agents now. We're in 29 states and 8 countries, and very, very excited that our movement is continuing to grow. And we're attracting some top talent all across the nation and around the world. And for those of you, also just a quick little kind of like plug-in, for those of you that participated last week at our EXP showcase, thank you so much for showing up. It was an amazing event. We had, I think, 450 people in attendance. We had over 670 registered, and the event was absolutely on fire. I didn't share this prior to the actual event, but I did record the entire thing. So every single speaker's presentation actually was recorded. So I am going to be distributing the replays so you guys could see it after the fact as well, because usually what we do is that we have a bunch of highlights. So I actually documented every single speaker. So stay tuned for that. I am going to be sharing that shortly. So very excited. I also have a follow-up series for EXP Showcase for those of you that went, and the speakers only had about 15 minutes for them to share. So what I'm doing is that I'm taking each one of the speakers and doing an hour class. So it's going to be showcase follow-up. So I have that coming up. So stay tuned. Terry and I will be sending out an email shortly. So the vision is to become the global leader in the real estate industry by partnering with you guys, the most innovative and purpose-driven leaders in the industry. We're dedicated to driving growth and success for our agents and teams by providing exceptional service to our clients. So our goal is to serve 21,000 families, 10 billion in volume, and to grow an organization to 10,000 agents strong. That is the vision for Let's Grow movement. You guys should be reading your goals every single day because, again, we have something in our brain that's called the reticular activating system. So you got to keep that at the forefront of your mind. Also, all of the trainings were sent out over the weekend. We have 9 powerful trainings that are all designed around productivity, lead generation, skill building, content creation. Miss Terry will go ahead and drop the link here just in case you guys didn't get it in an email. Make sure you guys show up to these powerful trainings. We got some really powerful stuff. Last week, I don't know if anybody came to the NLP Neuro-Linguistic Programming training with Kaya Redford. If you guys missed that class, you guys got to go back and watch that replay. It was absolutely on fire. I've had so much feedback from different people that love the Neuro-Linguistic Programming class, the NLP class. So if you guys want access to that, make sure that you guys go to my Facebook group, the Think Bigger Mastermind. I have the recording in there with Kaya Redford. Terry will also drop that in here shortly. It's the private Facebook group. But guys, watch that NLP training because I had so many people that contacted me after the fact that had amazing breakthroughs from that training. So we also have week number 8 coming up. This week, we're going to be talking about open houses. So we have Selena that is going to be breaking down what it takes to run a successful open houses. Obviously, a lot of you are already doing open houses, but we're going to basically elevate your game. We're going to have Selena. She's actually a master coach for a company called Workman Success Systems, and she's going to be breaking down what it takes to really run an open house at the highest level. So make sure you guys don't miss this out. It's going to be this Wednesday at noon. Let's go into the market update. Let's look at the numbers and what happened in the 5 counties. So we're looking at LA, Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside, and San Diego. In case that your county is not here for any reason, make sure that you guys use the MLS. That way you guys can show, what the numbers are looking like. But look at LA. 1.5 billion in sales in the last 7 days closed. 1.5 billion. That's a lot of business in LA. Almost $2 billion in volume just in one county. 1,100 actives, 1,000 went in escrow, 1,100 closed. 1.3 million is the average commission or the average price. 30 days average days on the market. LA is on fire, 1.5 billion in production. Orange County, we had 650 million in volume closed, 379 actives, 525 pending, and 504 closed. We also now looking at San Bernardino, 260 million closed. Riverside County, 439 million closed. San Diego, you got 578 million closed. So just look at that, guys. I mean, that is basically what, almost $3 billion in volume. And kind of, again, it's every single week we're seeing this common trend. So regardless of what's happening in the industry, what's going on with the interest rates, what's going on with whatever else you want to fill in the blank with, we still have plenty of business. So the question that you should ask yourself every single week is, how much of this business do I want for me, right? How many commission checks do I want? How many listings do I want? This is the most important question that you should be asking yourself, and how you can differentiate yourself, how you can put yourself out there to capture more of this business. If your county is not reflected in this chart, by the way, make sure you guys do it, and also do a video. Let your community know that this is what happened in your local market. Also, make sure that you guys can send them an email. Let them know what happened via email, because I think email is an undervalued tool and a lot of people don't use it. So make sure that you're using your email and nurturing your database and keeping them up to date. A weekly market update for your database is a great way for you guys to stay in touch with them. If you're kind of like, well, what do I send? This is a very easy way for you to send. Just get on camera and talk to people about what's happening in the marketplace, talk about the new loan products, and even expires. Like, we're going to talk about expires right now. We had 305 expire off the market last week. Also, another huge market where you can actually go after listings, right? Also for sale by owners. But this is a market that you guys should go after, guys. I mean, right now, I think that this market and this industry is where the champions are going to be made, or the champions are going to shine more than ever. Because in this market, we got to just work. We got to show up. 305 expired off the market last week. So contact them with a unique value proposition like a guarantee sale offer. This is a great way for you guys to go after, this market. So the EXP stock is $19.65, $3 billion in market cap, right? So our company is extremely valuable. And I have so many people that are texting me, by the way, that I literally had doubled their portfolio. I'm talking about, and doubling means like, hey, I went from having $100,000 to $200,000. Like, that's what it means, right? And this is exactly the power that we have as shareholders in this company. So make sure, if you guys are not enrolled on the agent equity program, that you guys are enrolled in the agent equity program. That's where you can take part of your commission to buy stock at a 10% discount. So make sure that you guys do that. As shareholders, congratulations once again. And our company, the valuation and where we're going, it's worth all of this money because of each and every one of you. So thank you so much for making our company such a valuable company. And thank you for listening to that, and keep investing into yourself, because it's kind of like, when I was at Remax, I used to pay like 5 or 6% for a franchise fee. I tell everybody, I'm like, if you're taking 5% of your commission and you're buying stock at a 10% discount, that's kind of like nurturing your own like franchise in a way, right? So that's how I want you guys to look at it. Also, I just want to give a special shout out to Christina Caminestao. Speaking of like awesome, she is also an icon agent. I think she's been the 2 times icon now. And she was just elected to be on the Agent Advisory Council. So she is one of our very own. So I just wanted to give her a special shout out, because she is in the Agent Advisory Council. So if you guys know Christina, make sure you guys reach out to her and give her a huge congrats. She's a great demonstration of what a professional looks like. I mean, she is hitting icon. She's doing all of the things right. She's growing an organization. And she's completely crushing it in the Redlands market. So just wanted to give her a special shout out. That was a awesome news that I saw. Also, I've been asked about this in the past. There was a rollout about EXP rolling out Chime, right? It's a new CRM that a lot of people have been requesting. So if you guys do want Chime, the platform is officially available. It's only $40. So you guys can add it onto your business with EXP for an additional $40 a month. So obviously we all have KV Core that's included. That's absolutely phenomenal. But if you want to have Chime instead, or you've already used Chime in the past and you want to Chime, this is an opportunity for you to get it for $40. And it's already been officially rolled out. So if you guys have any questions on how to sign up for that, make sure that you guys send us a message or go to the Facebook Workplace and look this up, because the information is in there as well. So here's some trainings that we have that are being hosted by our state brokers. We have Monday, we have a California Connect and Ascent classes. Tuesday, we have a state meeting and resources class. And Wednesday, we also have a contracts class. Thursday and Friday, there's no classes and no training. So this is going to be a great way for you guys to stay plugged in on what's happening as far as updated disclosures, any new changes. So make sure you guys participate. This is being hosted by EXP personally. So we're going to go ahead and tune into our mortgage update for the week with Mr. Neil Anders. What's up, Mr. Neil? What do you got for us this week?
Thank you, Leo. Appreciate it. So want to just share with everyone a couple of things. First and foremost, kind of starting with the market and where rates are. The Feds did meet last week and they decided to leave rates unchanged. So they did not do another rate hike. They did leave kind of hawkish comments, letting people think that, some believe there could be one or two more rate hikes throughout the end of the year. Some think that won't happen. What we do know is we've got our eyes really fixed on inflation. That's a very important thing for us to watch, because that will have a direct impact on rates. The May Consumer Price Index CPI report showed that overall inflation increased by 0.01%, which was even lower than the estimates of 0.02%. So year over year, inflation has actually declined from 4.9% to 4%, which is lower than the 4.2% expected. Inflation has actually declined sharply from our peak. That was at 9.1%, which is the highest we've ever had. And now we find ourselves from 9.1 down to 4%. So year over year, and that inflation number is coming down. Now, what we want to look towards next is the June CPI report. We definitely predict is going to show another huge cut in inflation. We think it's going to take it down to that 3.6 range, and that should really spark a rally in the bond market. We do think there's going to be a nice improvement in rates in July. That having been said, speaking of rates, sometimes people are asking me why certain property types have different rates attached. So I thought I would just do a quick little recap so everyone's kind of up to speed, that essentially your primary residence homes are always going to carry the lowest interest rate. So when possible, we look for ways to, could this be someone's primary? You'd be surprised how often we can do that, especially coming out of COVID. So many people work remote and can literally, I buy people all the time, homes in Arizona, they're living in California, but they don't need to drive to work every day. So they'll go buy it in other cities. Your next best rate will be second homes, and then finally investment properties. They have the biggest hit to the rate. As far as property types, your single family residences are always going to have the best interest rate. Investors see those as the best, the lowest amount of risk, which if you notice, single family residences tend to appreciate faster than any other property type like condos and manufactured. So for that same reason, your lower interest rates are going to come first on single family residences, then multi-units, then condos, and then finally manufactured homes. They have the worst pricing. I do get a lot of questions about manufactured homes. People say, when can I finance them and when can I not? If they have a land lease, is that okay? So here's kind of a simple rule of thumb. Land lease is okay as long as the land lease goes beyond the term of the loan. So what I mean is, I did a loan for a couple that was in Big River, California. It's Indian land. And so we did a refinance for them. They had 23 years left on their lease. So the 23-year lease, we couldn't do a 30-year fixed because the term of the loan went beyond the ownership or lease that they had currently negotiated for that property. Therefore, we did a 20-year fixed, no problem, got the loan done. Where you're going to run into challenges are some of these like parks where they have month-to-month rent. No one wants to do long-term 30-year financing when you only have access to the property on a month-to-month basis. So quick little update on that, Leo. The last thing I want to leave is just a little bit of strategy. If rates start to dip, we're already seeing low inventory. On our side, I've been seeing crazy offers going out, over asking, and like not even getting counters in some cases. I mean, Long Beach, some of these areas, it's just wild. So a little strategy to put yourself in the best chance for success. A lot of banks, I think, do this. I know we do here at Trusted Rate. Let us actually underwrite your client and give a full underwriting approval with PTD prior to doc conditions when you submit your offer. When you do that, you can actually submit the offer with no loan contingency because you literally will have your full loan approval and full conditions done. All you do at that point is get your inspection, your appraisal, the rest of the process. Some banks won't do it because it is a lot of cost to have underwriters go in and do that. But again, we're happy to do that for the team. I think it does give you a huge bargaining chip. You get these rocket mortgages and guys just have a piece of paper saying you're pre-approved. And here you are with an actual full underwriting signed off approval. Should give you more leverage with your offers. That's a strategy to keep in mind. Thanks for letting me share, Leo.
Appreciate you, Mr. Neal. Thank you so much for that. And that is a huge value prop, right? If you guys are going to a client and you guys are competing against other offers, you're basically competing and now at the same level as a cash offer. So this is awesome. I like that initiative. And if you guys have any questions for Mr. Neal, just go ahead and contact him. His information is on the screen. Now we're going to be moving into a quick escrow update with Ms. Daisy Murillo. How you doing, Daisy? Welcome.
Hi, guys. I am on the road. Yes, I am. So I'm going to make this very quickly because it does give me anxiety. But thank you, Leo, for always having me. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Monday, guys. It's a new week. We're fully, I love Mondays. I love new weeks because there's new opportunities, there's new blessings, and I don't know, just something about a new Monday. So I am going to talk today about the power of networking. As everyone mostly knows, that is my job. I'm a sales rep for Centerstone Escrow, so my job is always on the field. I'm going to real estate offices and real estate networking events. And the reason why I wanted to touch on this subject today is because I do know that a lot of realtors do go to networking events, but I also know many realtors that don't go to real estate events. And because, quote unquote, they tell me that it's a waste of their time. And from a certain point of view, I understand because they tell me, well, there's no buyers or sellers there. And my response is always, well, if I could give you, a piece of advice is maybe we should expand your mentality or expand that point of view because yes, there's no buyers or sellers, but you never know when there's going to be an agent there that has a buyer for your potential listing. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to cold call. So if I could go to a real estate event and meet a realtor that has a potential buyer and get connected through them, then it's already a warmer lead than for me to be cold calling a buyer and when they don't even really know me. So many obstacles that people tell me, oh, why I don't go to real estate events is one, because there's no opportunities there, as they say. And two is I'm shy, I'm an introvert, oh, I can't do that. First, stop feeding yourself this negativity. We often are our biggest enemies, and we need to stop doing that. We need to be our number one fan. We need to be out there making ourselves uncomfortable so that we can grow. Because as we all know, one, your network is your net worth, and two, we can grow unless we're comfortable. So I always encourage all my realtors, all my lenders, anyone in the real estate industry to go out there and network. And guess what? If you're feeling shy, if you're an introvert, if you feel like you're a little awkward, guess what? You're not the only person out there that feels this way. Other people also feel shy. Other people are also awkward. Other people are also, embarrassed to go up to people. But go out there, find your people, find people that you can work with, because our industry is all about relationships. You never know when you may need an investor. You don't need when you may need an escrow, when you may need some advice from Leo. We don't know. So it's always good to have as many relationships as we can. And I always say the more hands we shake, the more money we make. So that's it for today. I will be speaking at the broker preview on Wednesday on this topic if anyone does want to hear a little bit more about it. Once I'm not driving, I will be posting on my social media. If Zoom is still going on, I will post it in the chat. But make it a great week, guys. Thank you, Leo, so much for having me share.
You got it, Ms. Daisy. Thank you so much. The more hands you shake, the more money we make. I like that. I really like that. And it's absolutely true, right? I mean, I've honestly made some amazing contacts. I mean, I've created partnerships with different banks, right? Because banks actually go to networking events. So they're looking for real estate partners. So you could bump into somebody that's going to have a referral source for you. You can bump into somebody that has a listing off market. You can bump into somebody that's going to give you a referral because they're not a specialist in the market. So great tip. Thank you so much, Daisy. And now we're going to be moving into an update. And I'm actually going to introduce you guys to somebody by the name of Seth Ochoa. He does home inspections. So he's with NB Home Inspections. He actually had an opportunity to sponsor our event that we just did, their EXP showcase. And he's been somebody that's been amazing. A lot of our agents are already working with them, and I keep hearing his name. So, Mr. Seth, if you can just kind of give us a little bit, like a 2-minute of like what it is that you do with your company and how people can get in contact with you and what sets you apart as well. So welcome to the Power Up, my friend.
All right. Good morning. I appreciate that, man. You saying those nice little words, man. I almost had to put my head down. I was like, but no, it's definitely an honor. So I'm a home inspection company. I run it. I have a team of 2 other guys. So we go all over Southern California. I usually get the question like, how far do you go? And the farthest we've gone is Bakersfield. So I like to say that's kind of far, but yeah, I mingle with everyone. EXP has been literally awesome. People kind of talking about, oh, who do you work with the most? And I was like, well, my roster is kind of filled with EXP agents. So literally been awesome. Yeah, and I guess what sets this company apart is well, pretty much a lot of different things. And one of them I can hit on is I always ask clients or agents, hey, how do your reports look? And usually they tell me, hey, I just get straight pictures of my reports. And that's what excites me right there, because with my reports, they always have video on them as well. And we're very, very detailed. I always tell people, I say, I'm not going to talk too much about myself. Look me up on Google. Usually they kind of tell you, hey, my reports include video. We're very descriptive. And our technology is up to date as well. So we have our thermal imaging guns. We actually have a crawl bot. We just got that ordered too. That should be coming in this week, where we drive it under the house. We take videos and pictures with that as well. We have moisture meters, you name it, to try to be up to date.
That's cool, man. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Seth, for sharing. Thank you so much for your, obviously your support with all of our agents. His contact information is here on the screen. I will be sending it out via email to you guys. But yeah, if you guys are looking for somebody reliable and amazing, I've heard nothing but amazing things from everybody that uses Seth. So thank you so much for being on here on this Monday and sharing your information, my brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Awesome, guys. So now we're going to go ahead and go towards what I prepared for you guys this week. And I wanted to talk to you guys all about self-esteem, self-worth, self-image, and self-confidence, right? So this is the conversation I prepared for you guys. I was like thinking, I'm like, what am I going to talk to these guys this week that's going to be immensely valuable, that can help them exponentially grow their business? And I think that this is a topic that I think a lot of people are not talking about. And it really talks about yourself, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-image, your self-confidence, right? And a lot of my success, if I really start to think about what I've been able to do, is been because I've had self-confidence. But I will tell you that I was not always self-confident. I always didn't have high self-esteem, but I did believe in myself and what I had to offer. So having self-esteem doesn't mean that you have to have the answers for everything, by the way. I remember early on in the business when I took my first couple of listings, I had done 0 listings and I went on a listing appointment, and I honestly didn't even know how to run comps. I didn't know what escrow was. I didn't know 99% of what I even should talk about at a listing appointment. But I'm really good at is really connecting with somebody. So I connected with the person across from me. We had a conversation. And at the end of the conversation, he decided to hire me to sell his 3 properties. But I didn't even know, like, this is how bad I was. I didn't even know what escrow was. But then what I did is I paused and I said, you know what? We just modified our fees. Please let me step outside and verify what that information is for you. So I stepped outside, I called the manager at the office, and I came back and I said, look, this is what the fee is. And the guy ended up giving me 3 listings, right? And I also think that self-esteem, self-worth, and self-image and self-confidence has nothing to do with what you know, right? Because actually, I can really see myself how I've increased my business and changed my life at times. And the less that I knew, the better that I did. Sometimes knowing gets in the way. And I see that a lot. I think a lot of people are too worried about, how do I do it? How do I do it? What do I say? How do I do it? What do I say? And I think a lot of people, if I were to ask them, right, if like, you know, we all know what we need to do. We all know that we need to make contacts. We all need to know that we need to follow up. We know that we need to prospect. We know that we need to, you know, put ourselves out there on social media. We all know what we got to do. I don't think it's a secret, by the way. So if you catch yourself not making enough calls, if you catch yourself not prospecting, you could say a lot of, because people telling me this all the time, like, well, Leo, it's because, you know, I procrastinate, or you know what, I just, you know, I don't know what to say, or, you know, blah, like X, whatever the reason is. But I want to challenge you to think that it's all connected to your self-esteem. It's all about, am I good enough? Because honestly, before I got into this business, I had a story about myself that I wasn't good enough. I had a big story about that. And I think the majority of people have that story because we were conditioned. Like the first 7 years of our life, you know, we didn't have like a self-esteem workshop, you know, growing up. We were kind of told what to do and by our environment and our parents. So what I want to get to you guys, the point I want to get to you guys is this, that knowing doesn't make a difference, and you believing in yourself is the most important thing. So if you're not making enough calls, if you're not prospecting, and if you're not really doing as well as you thought you would, it really has to be, and it's connected to your own self-esteem. Because the people that are confident about themselves, the people that understand that they're going to figure it out, they take the action regardless if they know every single step, right? Before I got into this company at EXP and I started to build this company, I had confidence in myself, and I said, you know what? I don't care who believes me. I don't care who comes with me. I know that I am going to grow this company. And I did this 4.5 years ago, right? 4.5 years ago. And everybody told me that I was crazy. Again, it wasn't that I didn't know what to do, but I had an immense belief in myself. So what I want to challenge you guys to do is to working on yourself more than everything else, because that is what is getting in the way. It's not necessarily like the know-how or not knowing. Again, we can do a quick Google search or you know, search on ChatGPT and literally have the perfect blueprint of what it takes to be a top sales professional. So when you question yourself, and if you catch yourself and you're going to pick up the phone and you know you should be making the call, you can again say the surface stuff, oh, I'm procrastinating, but I want you to look at level deeper. What you're really saying is that I don't think I'm good enough. That's what you're really saying, right? So when I want you to catch yourself, because you are good enough, right? It's just a story, by the way, that we all make up. And we basically, a lot of the beliefs that we have, by the way, we've inherited them. They haven't been created by us. Our environment, you know, inherited us those beliefs. So what I want you to do, as soon as you catch yourself, when you're not picking up the phone, when you're not going to door knock, when you're not doing the open house, when you're not putting yourself on social media, what I want you to do is again, say like, oh, I like whatever excuse you're coming up with, go deeper, and then just say, you know what, I can do this. And this is the way you also develop self-esteem, by the way. You got to get yourself out of your own way, number one. And number two, you got to get to the point where you're not concerned about what people think about you, because that's the main thing that happens, right? When we're going to take a new action, when we're going to do a video, when we're going to prospect, when we're going to follow up, what gets in the way, again, it's our own self-esteem, and is what is like, what are people going to say? What if I don't know the answer, right? We get into this like fearful mode. So I want you guys to like step away from that and just do the action anyways. And guys, it's a muscle, right? I do videos 2 times a day, and it is challenging to do it. And I will tell you this, that you're never, ever going to feel like doing the activities. You're never going to feel like picking up the phone. You're never going to feel like following up. You're never going to feel like doing a video. But if you demand yourself, if you demand for yourself, like I am showing up to an activity, I am doing a video, I am doing the calls, I am doing the follow-ups. If you continue to show up for yourself, what's going to happen is that you're going to have the energy start to show up to the activity. It's not the other way around. A lot of people want to have the energy and say like, well, I don't have the energy. I don't feel like doing it. So therefore I'm not going to do it. No, you got to do it anyways. And what happens is that that habit starts to bring the energy forward over time. And now you're going to really feel like doing it. So just understand that if you're doing a new action, a new activity, you're not going to feel like doing it. And remember that if you are going to do something and you're not taking action, it has nothing to do with you procrastinating. It has everything to do of how you think of yourself. Do you believe in yourself enough to take the action? And the answer should be absolutely, right? It should be absolutely. You are worthy enough, you are good enough, and you are enough to make those calls and grow your business and live the dreams that you desire. But you got to put all of that stuff to the side, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen with in your comfort zone, by the way. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to be also around, like a huge hack to develop your self-confidence is model and emulate people that are self-confident, right? Surround yourself with people that are confident. That's going to be a big key for you to go and make those calls, because you're going to have live demonstrations of other people that are actually doing it. So there's a great book that I read when I was, I think I was about 21 years old. This book made a big difference for me, and I'm going to share with you guys what that book is here. But before I even do that, I want to share you guys with a quote. You are not here to shrink down to less, but to bloom into more of who you really are. That's Oprah Winfrey right there, right? Oprah Winfrey, if you look at her, she probably has the most reasons. Like, she can give you an entire list of why she shouldn't be a billionaire, or she can give you a list of why she shouldn't believe in herself, or why she doesn't think that she's good enough. But what did she do? She went and did it anyways, right? So whatever you're dealing with, whatever conditioning you had, whatever you had to go through to get to exactly where you're at, guys, you are all worthy, you are all capable, you are enough. And if you have a dream in your heart that is telling you, look, this is what I want to do, believe that dream. Even if it's uncomfortable, lean into it constantly. Share with other people that are going to hold you accountable to that, and look at other people that are actually doing it, because that is contagious. You get around people like that, your dreams will start to bloom and you will start to bloom. So the book that I want to share with you guys is called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Interesting enough, this is a personal development book, but this guy was actually a plastic surgeon. And he identified that a lot of people that he would do surgeries on, some people, he would do the surgeries on, like on their face or whatever it was. Some people felt beautiful, like right away. But some people, no matter what he did to them, they still didn't feel beautiful. So what he identified over all of the years and all of the surgeries and everything he did is that people are always living into their self-image. This book was game changer for me. So look at the top 10 points. The self-image. Your self-image is the mental picture you hold of yourself. It influences your thoughts, actions, and outcomes. By changing your self-image, you can change your life. So I want you guys to visualize the ideal version of yourself that you know you are. And that self-image, right? If you see yourself dressing really nice, driving a certain type of car, being in a certain environment, having certain types of relationships, having a certain bank balance, right? If you see that as your self-image, then your being, yourself will start to rise up to that self-image. So a lot of the times, the reason why we're not motivated is because maybe we're living the self-image that we already have. So you have to evolve your self-image, right? Perception and reality. Your perception of reality is more important than the objective reality itself. How you perceive yourself and the world around you affects your behavior and outcomes. Your behavior and outcomes, right? So the way that you see yourself, right? If you think I'm worthy, I'm capable, I'm amazing, right? You're going to take certain actions that you wouldn't have taken if you didn't believe in yourself. If you say, you know what? No, I'm not good enough to go, or I can't go to that networking event because nobody's going to connect with me again. You guys, I think the one thing that really blocks everybody from really living the life of their dreams is that they want to be liked and they want to avoid looking bad. And that's just the ego, by the way. The ego is going to keep you surviving into the small version of yourself. It's going to keep you comfortable. So you got to get out of your comfort zone. The automatic success mechanism. Your mind is like a goal-striving mechanism that operates on autopilot. By setting clear goals and aligning your self-image with them, you can activate your automatic success mechanism. Visualization and mental rehearsal, right? A lot of the greats talk about this, by the way. If you look at like the tennis players, even like Michael Jordan, the great Kobe Bryant, a lot of these people visualize and rehearse the game, the winning shots over and over and over and over in their brain before they actually stepped a foot on the court. So are you visualizing your game here in real estate as well? Are you visualizing yourself when you're making your calls? Are you visualizing yourself when you're going to your open houses? Are you visualizing shaking the hands, and having positive conversations with people saying, yes, I want to list my house with you? Or are you visualizing yourself with your phone ringing with opportunities every day? Because if you start to visualize yourself with those outcomes, your reality out here will start to reflect what's in the inner reality. And the power of beliefs, right? What do you believe? Your beliefs shape your reality. If you believe in your abilities and your potential, you're more likely to achieve success. The mind-body connection. Your mind and body are interconnected. Positive thoughts and emotions can promote physical well-being, while negative thoughts and stress can harm your health. Right? This is why a lot of the heart attacks happen on Mondays, by the way, right? Because a lot of people are stressed out, right, about what they got to do. And they're like so unhappy about what they want to do. The beautiful thing about us is that we're choosing this industry. We're choosing to show up and we're choosing to accomplish. And we don't have any sort of ceiling. The only ceilings that we have in this business, guys, are the ones that we set on ourselves. Affirmations and self-talk. I'm huge on this. I've been telling you guys about this forever. This is where I got it from as well. Right? The positive affirmations. Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Every day and every way I'm getting stronger and stronger. Every day and every way I'm getting smarter and smarter. I was born to win. I will never surrender. I will always keep growing. I was born to be great. Today will be the best day of my life, no matter what. Failure as feedback. This is an interesting one. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It is a learning opportunity. Embrace failure as feedback, learn from it, and use it to grow and improve, right? So you got to redefine failure, right? So whenever you don't get the result that you're looking for, right? Don't say, oh, I failed, or worse yet, guys, don't do this. Don't do this. When you fail at something, doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you're a failure, right? And that's the misconception. That's how tricky the mind is sometimes. You fail at something, and then the brain says, oh, you're a failure. No, no, no. Stop that. You're not a failure. Failure is just feedback. It's a result. You figured out a way that it didn't work. So therefore, take a new action. Take a new action. That's where self-confidence comes in, by the way. You know what? I believe in myself so much that I know that I'm going to get to my destination. It doesn't matter what happened. Oh, you know what? I figured out another way that it didn't work. Constructive imagination. By using your imagination creatively, you can solve problems, generate innovative ideas, and create a compelling vision for your future. And developing resilience. This is one of my favorite ones. Cultivating resilience is crucial for bouncing back from setbacks and overcoming challenges. reframe failures as stepping stones to success, and embrace a growth mindset, right? Having that resilience to say, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to make that extra phone call. I'm going to make that extra open house. I'm going to knock on that extra door. I'm going to call that person that I'm afraid to call, but I know if I connect with them, it can open up possibilities in business. So I want to challenge all of you to pick up the phone and call the people that you might be afraid to call, that you know that should know you and you could do massive business with them, and contact the brightest and best in your life. Think about the business people, the most successful people in your life, and reach out to them and tell them, I want to be in partnership with you. I want to see how I can be in business with you. I want to help you. How can we work together? Let's do a meeting of the minds, right? Reach out, because every single action that you do that when you believe in yourself, you're reinforcing that habit. And therefore, next thing you know, you're going to be on a stage sharing your story on how you overcame everything and how you're this amazing individual now. So the thing is that, again, you're blooming into the greatest version of yourself, right? Like Oprah Winfrey said. So make sure you guys read this book. If you guys have not read this book, it's absolutely game changer. Psycho-Cybernetics. It's an old book, by the way, but it's one of my favorites. So the next thing is the ideas, the powerful morning routine, feed your mind, movement, blood, right? You guys want to shake up the energy in the morning. Visualize 2 appointments a day, 2 1040, guys. You guys should not finish your day without at least 2 appointments. Because if you don't do at least 2 new appointments, then you're basically saying, you know what? The doors for my business are closed today. No, they're not closed. Open up your business just like you would like a McDonald's or like a Starbucks. By the way, if you were getting paid minimum wage and you had a job and you had a boss, you would show up no matter what. So I want you guys to show up for yourselves no matter what. Pretend like there's somebody breathing down your neck that's going to fire you and take away your vision or your dreams if you don't show up for it, right? So prospect. You guys got to prospect more than ever right now and do everything. Don't question yourself. Just act. Just act. Okay, I know it could be uncomfortable. It could be like, hey, I don't know what to say. It's okay. If you talk to enough people and you get to the point where you don't know what to say, you will eventually know what to say because you've already done it badly enough. Also, it's all about relationships, right? We heard this. Relationships, 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 and bring massive value. So what will you create this week, right? Have the listing goal for yourself, the open escrow goal, the closing goal. How many agents are you going to attract? Have these goals specifically defined from the perspective that you freaking got this, and write it down and live into that. And who I am is the possibility of being extraordinary and resilient. Those are the 2 words that I'm picking for this week. Pick 2 words for yourself that resonate for you and get out there and make things happen. Thank you guys so much for listening into this Power Up and Market Update. The replay will be emailed to everybody, but thank you for listening to me and thank you for your energy today.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Have a great week,
Thank you, Leo.
everyone.
Leo, have a
Let's
good one, brother.
go.